to the stimuli, proving that all of the brain was active. And whether or not all of the brain is doing equal quality or efficient work is a different conversation. But the claim of 90% of the brain being unused is completely untrue, at least from a biological standpoint. There may be a separate argument specifically about this conscious versus subconscious mind, but even still, your subconscious mind is active. It's not dormant. It's just not fully within your control. So yeah, good news. You use more than 10% of your brain. The bad news is even 100% of 0 IQ is still 0 IQ. Common things science still can't explain. Fingerprints. That's right. The first entry on this list is something that we all have access to at our fingertips. And that's because it literally is our fingertips, or more specifically, our fingerprints. I think we all know that everybody has fingerprints, and beyond that, we all have unique fingerprints. And we also know that the fingerprints your cousin leaves on the glass in every device is really annoying. But beyond the existence and uniqueness of fingerprints, what is there not to know? And the answer is, well, the purpose of fingerprints to begin with. Interestingly, we actually know a lot more about the origin of fingerprints rather than the purpose of fingerprints. Obviously, in modern times, the fingerprint is an extremely useful tool, most commonly used in forensics investigations and also while opening your iPhone 6. And while those are definitely interesting use cases for our fingertips, the human body didn't spend hundreds of thousands of years just to develop fingerprints for biometric data purposes. And like the title of this video suggests, the true purpose of fingerprints is still relatively unknown, although there is two primary theories. But before we get into those, I want to actually explain quickly how we even get fingerprints in the first place. When you were a little fetus in your mother's womb, your fingerprints surprisingly were one of the earliest defining features developed on your entire body, obviously after your arms and hands. And these unique designs are carved into your fingertips through the pressure of amniotic fluid in your mother's womb. The pressure of this fluid, coupled with the growth rate of your fingers and other unique factors, are what cause the consistently unique design of your fingerprint, which is really interesting. Your fingerprint isn't genetic whatsoever, and identical twins do not share the same fingerprint. And that same fingerprint you developed early on in your mother's womb, you will keep until the day you die, which is also super interesting. But not quite as interesting as the two running theories on why we even have fingerprints in the first place. The first theory is that we have fingerprints to improve grip. This theory states that the grooves on your finger act like tread on a tire and are intended to allow you to grip, hold, and throw things easier. And this theory makes sense and is definitely valid, and there is even evidence to support this claim. And the other primary theory for why we have fingerprints is actually for tactile reasons. This theory states that we have fingerprints to help us sense vibrations and to feel textures more fully and effectively, enhancing our sense of touch. And once again, there is evidence to support this claim as well. And while both of these theories are valid and seem extremely logical, and both share evidence that can back up their claims, there's not yet any concrete evidence proving a specific purpose for your fingerprint. Alzheimer's. If you're watching this video, it's likely that you don't have Alzheimer's. But if you do have Alzheimer's, then it's likely you've seen this video before and just don't remember it. Regardless, Alzheimer's is unfortunately more common than you think, and most people watching this video have likely experienced Alzheimer's in one way or another. The reality of Alzheimer's is horrifying and truly upsetting, and that is coming from a bystander's perspective. I can only imagine the experience of somebody dealing with the trauma firsthand. But for how common Alzheimer's is and how much awareness is being brought to it these days, there are still so many things that are just completely unknown when it comes to Alzheimer's. I think it's important to note first and foremost that Alzheimer's and dementia are not the same thing, and while they are related, they're not interchangeable. And on top of that, Alzheimer's is not a natural part of human progression. While cognitive decline is normal as you age, the rapid and detrimental decline that happens with Alzheimer's is nowhere near normal. And for that reason, it's not called old-timers, it's called Alzheimer's. And I'm not even making this up. When I was a kid, I swear to God, I thought it was called old-timers because old people got it. And I'm just really hoping I'm not the only one who thought that. But tossing my own personal cognitive decline to the side, what is the cause of Alzheimer's? And the answer is complicated. As of today, the most common theory is that a combination of age-related brain changes, genetic factors, and environmental and lifestyle influences play a role in the development of Alzheimer's, although the exact biological root cause of the disease is still unknown. Basically meaning that there's a lot of ways you could potentially get Alzheimer's, like smoking all your life, or working shift work and having a bad circadian rhythm, or potentially being genetically predisposed. And while all of these may be a contributing factor, there's not yet one underlying causality. But with that being said,